Granadillo. Hola. Hi. I'm from Venezuela. That's why I have. Yes, that's why I have this sexy accent. The cool thing about having an accent is that if you guys don't laugh, I'll blame it on the accent. So it's great. It's awesome. I'm from Venezuela. It's hard to explain the Venezuelan situation because it's so bizarre. You know, it's so surreal. Like, for example, because of all this socialist agenda, there's no food, there's no meat, for example. So America's worst fears, communism and veganism. Terrible. The other day, a friend of mine was like, "Hey man, I haven't heard about Venezuela in the news lately. Does that mean that, you know, things are doing great?" No, bro. The Venezuelan situation is like that creepy co-worker that kept logging into Zoom calls from his bathroom. Just because no one is talking about it, it means that it's all right. The only people that actually understand the Venezuelan situations are Cuban people. Where's my Cuban people at? Yes! Dictatorship, I love it. Because it's very, you know, Venezuela is like a bad copy-paste of Cuba, you know. If Cuba is the Dayland Mall, Venezuela is the Dolphin. We look a little nicer, but it's the same shit. Actually, I think Venezuela is more like Mall of the Americas. Like, people don't understand how it's still there. Some people have never been there. It's like, it's not so bad, guys. Fun fact, because of Halloween, they're turning Mall of the Americas into like a haunted house. It's staying exactly the same. It's great. Thank you guys so much for being here. I think Latinos are the only people that brag about how bad their country is going. You know, we get like super competitive when we're talking to other Latinos. You know, we start playing like misery poker. You know, Argentina is like, we have inflation. Brazil is like, we have a new COVID strand. Venezuela, we have a dictatorship. Peru, we have too much Venezuelans. And then Haiti is like, hey guys, you win, man, fine. Oh. Yeah. We're all bounded by misery, I love it. I have an American girlfriend, I did it. You know. Yes. She's so American that here in Miami, she's exotic. I love that Miami is that kind of place where I feel like no one is from here, everyone's from somewhere else. You can have a café cubano made by a Colombian at a 7-Eleven in Little Haiti. That's great. Even food-wise, you know, tourists come to Miami and they're like, I want some like legit Miami food. That's not a thing. Because we have everything. We have Cuban food, Colombian food, Venezuelan food, Italian food, Mexican food, Japanese, Indian, Mediterranean, and American, which is all of that, but deep fried. I love it. You know. My girlfriend is great. There's some cultural differences though, you know. Like for example, back in Venezuela, the physical attributes of our friends becomes their nickname. That doesn't work like that at all. Yeah. So when I introduced her to my Venezuelan friends, it was super tricky because I was like, well, honey, that's el gordo, that's la china, and that's el negro. No nickname, it's Yeah, I also realized with her how much I use the expression coño. I overuse it. I especially use the combination bueno coño because it's like a verbal Swiss Army knife. You can use it for everything. You know, if you're angry, it's like bueno coño. If you're horny, it's like oh bueno coño. I mean, it's great. But the issue is that coño literally means vagina. So try to imagine you're an American school teacher, maybe a little bit conservative, and your awesome daughter posts a picture on Facebook, and then the boyfriend comments something in Spanish. So it's the picture of your gorgeous daughter, and you hit the translate button, So it's a picture of your gorgeous daughter. And then it says, ja, 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 good pussy. Like the worst Yelp review ever. It's super creepy. It's terrible. It's terrible. Also, having an American girlfriend is like constantly, you know, like fighting against stereotypes. You know? The other day we were in a park, and right in front of a big tree, we find this defrosted chicken. And she looks at me, and she's like, Santeria. How dare you? Do you think that because there's Latinos in this neighborhood, everybody does Santeria? Do you think I do Santeria? That lady's dressed in all white. Is she getting married or maybe she's a Santera? How dare you? But don't touch it because I don't know, man. God forbid, you know. I'm very happy that you guys are here. Please clap it up for yourself and for Milton Teater. Awesome. I'm especially thrilled to be in front of an audience because during quarantine, I did all these shows through Zoom. Zoom sucks. Because the thing is, like in front of an audience, I'm comfortable. But when I have a camera in front of me, I turn into like jelly. It's like when you're at a wedding party, and maybe you're a little drunk, and you're having fun, and then the camera person is like, hey, you want to say something to the groom and wife? You know? So I'm like, hi guys, I love you. I hope you don't get a divorce. It's just too awkward, too awkward. Also, the audience on Zoom shows don't know how to act. The last show I was in, while I was performing, there was this lady with her mic and her camera on. And while I was talking, she was cutting her toenails. Yes. So while I was talking, all you could hear was click, 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 click. And the thing that pissed me off was that was funnier than my set. Puerca, cochina. Yeah. I really don't want to go back to quarantine. Please take care of yourselves. Use your masks. Vaccinate. You know, vaccinate. I did the vaccine, and for like 2 days I felt like hangover. But then I felt like like I was like indestructible. You know, I started eating like day-old croquetas. I was licking bus stations. Like you know. But also like I really don't want to go back to quarantine. A lot of shit happened in my life during quarantine. I let my hair grow, and the issue is that now I have to use this tie, and that's why I look like a nerd pirate. Because if not, I have this like Afro, like Latin Afro thing that starts to happen. I look like a chia pet that came to life and became a librarian. I look like a microphone holding another microphone. It's terrible. The other thing that happened during quarantine, I'm a bit embarrassed to say, and this is like super personal, and you know, I feel confident to share this with you guys. I got addicted to a drink called White Claw. If you don't know what White Claw is, good. You're making good decisions in life. The name is misleading, you know, because White Claw, you know, it sounds like a hardcore drug. White Claw. Sounds like a metal band. White Claw. Sounds like a secret operation to kill Bin Laden. White Claw. But it's actually very mild alcohol with fruity flavor. So every time I order it, I feel like an idiot because I'm like, hey man, I want some White Claw. Yeah, what flavor? I don't know, mango. I feel that White Claw is the vaping of alcohol. You feel cool doing it, but you should stop. You're embarrassing everyone. Seriously. Another thing happened during quarantine. Bro. I got laid. I got laid off. The thing that should tip me off was that 6 months before getting fired I got labeled a non-essential employee. Who here is a non-essential employee? Non-essential? Yeah, everybody's like, I'm super essential. Right? Yeah, non-essential. It actually sounds kind of cool, non-essential. It sounds like a French perfume, you know? Non-essential by Guarantino. But it's actually like your office saying like, hey man, we need you, but we don't need you. Non-essential, it's like that annoying cousin that your mom made you invite to your birthday parties. You have to call and you're like, hi Julio, so next week is my birthday, it would be awesome if you come, and also it would be awesome if you don't come. Okay, bye. When they fired me, all my coworkers were like super puzzled by it, no one understood. So my boss was like, well, Milton is in a farm. He's very happy with other non-essentials. They're running around. He's very happy. I used to work at a Hispanic TV station. Legally, I can't say the name. So I'm just going to say that it rhymes with Telemundo. People ask me all the time, like, is it fun? Yeah, normally it's fun. There's some weird politics, you know. There's a lot of like divas, especially like in high management, which I always thought it was hilarious because they're like, I'm vice president of Telemundo International. Yeah, but that's like flying first class at Spirit, you know. I was in constant fear though. Because I don't know if you guys know that Telemundo has a lot of, a plethora, if you will, of content. So we have, you know, realities, news, crap, and we have novelas, soap operas, but we have like a special, like, infected appendix of novelas, which is narconovelas. It's, yes, exactly. So my fear was always doing any kind of immigration process, because they were like, oh yeah, what do you do? And like, you know, I was just picturing this guy dressed as El Chapo Guzmán, like, pinche gringo, les vamos a llenar el muro de cocaína y marihuana, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, here's my passport. Everything is deleted, super weird. Yeah. We had a lot of like training, like sensitivity training, you know, because Latinos, we have like a different relationship with race, you know? So they had to explain a lot of things to us. One time the trainer guy was like, well, you know, a good rule of thumb to know if what you're about to say is racist is to stop and think about this. Would I say this in front of my grandmother? Well, the thing is my grandmother was a little bit racist, so it's a better rule, you know. One time during the World Cup, I feel uncomfortable even telling the story. One time during the World Cup, Mexico won against Japan. So one host of the morning show started doing like Asian stereotypes, super offensive things. And it was super scandalous outside of the channel, because inside no one understood what was the deal. We went to another training specifically because of that. And like 95% of the people were like, pero no entiendo. Si lo que hizo fue, no, don't do it! Don't do it! Stop, please. So yeah, I got fired from there. The thing is, my visa depended on them. So, you know, thankfully it got all sorted out because I have dual nationality. And by the way that I look and talk, you obviously guess it. I'm Venezuelan and I am Dutch. Milton Granadillo is Dutch. Milton Joseph Granadillo Sanchez Bello is Dutch. That's always fun to explain to the immigration officer when he's like putting on gloves to check on your cavities. Like, Dutch, Dutch. The reason for this is that my father is from Aruba. Aruba is this tiny island in the Caribbean that's part of the Dutch government, so that's why I'm Dutch. Aruba is like if the American government treated Puerto Rico with a little bit of decency, that would be a rule. It's a super fun island. Their like slogan, their touristic slogan or whatever, is One Happy Island, which I think is pretty cool. And they're called One Happy Island, and I realized that it's not because of everybody's happy, it's because the language that they speak. They speak Papiamento. It's a language spoken in 3 islands of the Caribbean only. I speak it. It's this, little non-essential skill that I have. But it's super fun. It's like drum Portuguese, Like for example, like the worst curse that you can say in Papiamento, like motherfucker, is "Don't tipo mama." Oh, did Harvey get angry? Oh. So cute, yeah. All right, let's do an exercise. You, Mr. Marlboro-Man. Tell me a phrase, a long phrase, or whatever, and I'll translate it to Papiamento, just to prove it.
Just any old phrase?
Sorry?
Any phrase?
Any phrase, compadre.
So it's gotta be go fuck yourself, right?
Go fuck yourself. Wait, this is tricky because I don't know if you're telling me go fuck yourself or going to translate it. Pero I'll play along. Go fuck yourself could be translated to Bye hanya sex bibones. Oh, it's like Pokemon talk. I love it. Like even like serious thing like the anatomical term for buttocks for butt is chan chan. Imagine if you go to the hospital and the doctor is like, sorry, you have cancer. Oh no, where? On your chan chan. Not so bad. Yeah. You're not gonna believe this. I swear on my racist grandma that it's true. Whenever you sneeze, by the way, whenever you sneeze in America, you say God bless you, which is fucking bonkers. It doesn't make sense. You guys don't understand how weird it is. It's like the measuring system, like anywhere in the world, my height is 1.82 meters. Here, my height is like 4 feet and 3/4 of the penis of George Washington. The way they measure temperature doesn't make sense, But like with all this COVID thing, when they used to put like the gun on my head to check my temperature, they were like 99.5. That sounds like a software upgrading station. That doesn't mean anything to me. Like, do I have it? Do I have it? So yeah, saying "Achoo, God bless you" is weird, but in Papiamento, I swear, if you sneeze, someone will tell you, "Just cría porco." Just cría porco means God created pork. And you can answer, "Thank you," or "I swear to Jesus." You can answer, "Panosanya pork chop." That way we can eat pork chop. So, achoo! God created pork. So we can have pork chops. Of course it's one fucking happy island. Apparently everybody's high. Like how? So all my visa papers got sorted out. Everything went great. And my lawyer called me, and he's like, "Hey, everything is great. Just be on the lookout because now, in the eyes of the American government," and I'm like, "Eyes? Where?" It's like in the eyes of the American government, you're no longer Venezuelan. You are Dutch now. So if you commit a crime, you won't get deported back to Venezuela. You will get deported to the Netherlands. Oh no. Free healthcare. Legal drugs. So, I stab him. Thank you guys!
See the boys like baby, what's your boss?